What's up guys, it's Shona and today we're going to check out Maya, which is a mixed development, but mainly we're going to check out the first corporate office tower in Eco Ardence itself. Let's go! So we are now in Eco Ardence again. Well, just for clarification, right, I own a very small unit here in Eco Ardence and it's about to be completed, so it's rather exciting. And we are here again to check out the very first corporate office tower in this master plan itself. So it really signifies the maturity and the state of transition for the township, because it's very easy to just start township by selling landed houses first one, because it's that nasi lemak property that everybody likes. But when the population is matured, we need more than just living elements. We need businesses, we need activities to come in, and that's why they have Ardence Lab that we have visited before. It's awesome because it's that very first phase of commercial for the entire township, but eventually we need to move forward in terms of having retail components. That's why now I'm actually very excited to really check out that mixed development component, the very first one in this township. Let's go! Hey guys, we are back here again. We have been in this location several times already. Just for revision, this will be the main highway coming in, and for Eco Ardence itself, there will be a direct left turn coming into the development itself. So we are now in the sales gallery, which is Ardence Lab. So this will be the first form of commercial for the entire township. And after the first roundabout, we have also checked out Huni, and Huni Square is also coming out. That's exciting. And going straight in, this will be my future home, Amber. Then we have also Cora and Nara, all fully developed already. This will be the project that we're going to check out today, called Maya. And we are so early in the process right now that there's no show unit nor scale model, nothing. We only have mere brochures and early information about the project. So something to also update first. After Huni, there will be Hana, which is something similar in continuation of the success, right? This will also be something to take note. Right opposite Maya itself, this will be a plot of land that's not developed by EcoWorld. It's a Rumah Selangorku project right opposite. In total, there will be 1,900 units of residence all together here. But anyway, so more about Maya. This plot of land is 10.8 acres that consists of 3 main products. There will be a tri-key apartment, offices, a 3-bedroom apartment, retail at the bottom. So this is the mixed development altogether. And in detail, the number of units of retail available is 113 units, and after they launched for like a few weeks, sold out already. Just when you thought the launching price were a bit high, right? Nope, the market doesn't think so. And for the unit that we are going to check out today, there will be 216 units in total, and the sizes ranges from 700 over square feet to the entire floor plate. So it depends which type you want, and this marks a transition within Eco Ardence itself. So we have seen their fabulous homes, their fabulous lake infrastructure, gate treatments and all. There will be a time where the township needs to evolve beyond residential, and it's this time right now. So we can see the earlier phases of residential projects all being completed, right? Then we have the Arden Crest, which is a 2-story and 3-story shop lots also being completed in order to sustain, but temporarily during the initial stage they had the Eco Ardence Lab to somewhat provide some commercial support. When you have the grocer also supporting local businesses, right? So all these were in place until the massing products came out, which is Huni, Hana, the Rumah Selangorku, which will jack up the whole population. Then only now there will be a transition for commercial need. There will be more retails within Maya itself. There will be Huni Square and Hana Square, and in the future this will be the main CBD of the township where it comes corporate office and things like that. So before all the corporate towers come out, Maya Square seems to be the first taste into that segment itself. Exciting. So to have a better illustration of the site, this is the sales gallery. Coming in through the first roundabout, this will be Huni. Driving in, this will be Nara, Amber and Cora. This will be the shop lots of Arden Crest, Rumah Selangorku on this side, and this will be the site for Maya. And this is the ground floor plan. So they don't have really anything solid in terms of presentation to show us yet, so let's use our imagination for a bit. Okay, just now we mentioned service apartment here, so let's imagine just that there will be a ground floor retail of this, right? Then there will be an elevated car park, service apartment, office building, and the tri-key apartments on this side located next to the lake. And these are the ground floor units for the retail. And because there are 2 stories to the retail, the price ranges quite drastically because ground floor actually fetch more premium lah. So you can see from the site plan itself here, this will be the 2-story of retail, and the prices ranges from 300,000+ to 4.3 million. So I guess the 4.3 million ones will be all the bigger units lah. But anyway, what we want to look at right now will be the main access. So this will be the main road coming into the project itself, and when you drive in, you'll need to drive through the retail directly. And how do we access this project then? From the main road coming in from the highway, this will be the main turn in. How we turn in here, there will be several things to take note here. Okay, this will be the future grocer, then this will be a drive-through component, this will be an education hub, and this will be a confinement center in the future. So these are the retail plannings that you kind of get usually when you buy from a bigger developer lah, okay? And when you drive through, this will be the direction you drive through. This will be all the ground floor retail, and this will be the drop off into the office tower itself. So you will drive through here, drop off. This will be the main lobby that is located within a group of retail itself. Then there's a concourse area next to it, and after that, if you want to go up to the car park, you drive through it, there will be a ramp turning in, and you will access up to the elevated car parks above. So after you park, you will need to walk over to the office tower itself. So part of the benefit is either yourself, your workers, or your tenants, when they come downstairs, you will have 2-story of retail, right? And the ground floor here will be amazing for F&B since it's facing the lake here. So this most likely is going to be mainly F&B outlet, so the lunchtime can be shortened because it's all footsteps away. That's cool. And going through the office, how will it look like, right? This will be the perspective of the office tower altogether, right? So when you come in, so at least you will have a lounge, you will have a concierge to somewhat have a checkpoint before letting anybody going up to the tower. And the benefit of such arrangement, then you will have 2 things. It then depends on your business whether does it need frontage, does it need a reputation, like a brand, part of your branding requires awesome facade and experience. Then does it need security, because this will be the main argument, the main difference between this component and the rest around the site. So for this one itself, when you come in, right, there will be a concierge, so it somewhat looks good to your enterprise or to your studio itself, and you have a waiting lobby until there's a proper person who come down and welcome the guests upwards into the office. Then I think it's good. And you will have the turnstile. So this is very, very important, especially in these days when people need to work a bit later. So let's imagine that if your tenants or if your workers were to do overtime within the office itself, security then becomes very, very important, right? As you walk into the car park, it's actually enclosed, it's actually secured. There are checkpoints, there are security guards on duty, and there are infrastructure of security like this in place. So that would be the main difference if you were to compare to a full corporate tower and those normal standard shop offices above the 3-story shop offices, right? So this is a product in between those 2. Another difference point then will be the mixed development components, because this will be sharing the facility deck with the tri-key component. It means that at level 5, there will be a facility deck that the tenants or yourself can use as well. So this is going to be super awesome, especially if you're somewhat like a lifestyle brand, and this can be common shared facilities. So here you will have the swimming pool, the wading pool, gym, multi-purpose hall, herbs garden, playground. So after going through the turnstile, going up through the lift, right, there will be 6 units of lift servicing 16 units, and there's several arrangements of this. So from level 6 to level 15, these are the smaller formats of offices, where it can be your photography studio, it can be your makeup studio, offices and things like that. But when your business grow, there are also different layouts that is available, where you can take up a space up to 3006, 1009, 2002. So it's the same structural element, just that the way they partition is going to be different in accordance to your business needs. And it's arranged in a way where it's double loaded, so there will be no washrooms within the unit, or will be centralized at the side. And that makes this space then a very cool co-working corner. So let's say if there's a co-working corner, and if I were to have a small little office here, for example, right, and when I want to have a small little product launch, I can actually rent the multi-purpose hall, have a party, poolside party, and then this infrastructure makes sense for my business. On normal days, then I don't actually need all those space. It then means better efficiency in business expenses. So when I need the space, it's like 700 square feet to host 2 to 3 staff, right, for my studio. But if I want to have a grand launch, if I want to have a product launch, if I want to have a speaking gig or gathering, I can use the common areas. Of course, there will be charges applied, but then I think it's fine. However, in this setting, then you will need to have maintenance fees. Again, that differs with the format of individual title shop office setting. But what are we actually paying for? Security, facilities, image of the business, where you have the concierge, then the dedicated car park. So moving beyond what we see in drawings and brochure, right? As always, we gotta go and check out the site. So I kind of requested the team to let me in. So we are now right in front of the site, and this will be the main road coming into the development. Okay, so you can look at the road. Actually, it's all ready. This will be Huni. This will be the buffer zone for the pylons. So it's gonna be all green. And you can see the infrastructure are all ready. That's very nice. You will have the walkways and things like that. Right opposite that will be the future Rumah Selangorku. In total 1,900 over unit, and this will be the site for Maya. So the frontage here will be Tri-Key Apartments. Maya will be facing the other side. We'll also go and check that out first. But this will be the main road coming in before going further into Ardence Crash, which is the shop offices, and into all the residential zone of Kora, Nara and Amber. Nice. Passing in through the gate, so we have the entire 10.2 acres on this side, and when we turn in via the main entrance, again this will be Tri-Key Apartments. This will be the Maya corporate tower. But before that, you will have 2 stories of retail surrounding it. This will be a drive-through structure here, so it's going to add a lot of vibrancy to this street itself, because now currently it has always been that transition space between the commercial and the residential side for the township. Now they are filling in the gaps, and looking at the progress so far from the drone shot and from site, right, they are predicting that the project is going to complete by 2027, and then we gotta figure out by year 2027 what's the catchment like in terms of population. Okay, so now we are in the construction site board, and this will be how the project looks like. And you can see that this will be the bottom floors of retails, in total 2 stories of them. Then this will be the office tower itself. It's the lower building height one. Then that will be the Tri-Key. Then that will be the apartment in the future, all within this plot itself. And this will be the roundabout going into Nara and Kora and Amber, and there will be a lake in front, right? So this row, as we mentioned just now, that will be awesome for F&B. And something about the office here, then because of its location next to the signature roundabout and the lake, right, the view is going to be pretty solid. Then you have the facility deck at level 5, right above the elevated car parks and things like that. But coming back to the population topic, right, in total Eco Ardence, there will be 4,100 units of home. So you either want to times 3 or times 4, entirely up to you. But then right in front, you will have the Rumah Selangorku, which is 1,900 units. And here we can hear that earthworks are actually ongoing already, so they are actually starting the works already. So that's always very cool. Developers at this level don't really need to wait for everything to be completed to actually start their work. That is their confidence that they have. But then in the entire Setia Alam itself, there will be in total of about 150,000 unit of homes. So that will be the catchment area for your office itself. So if it's for own use, then you gotta think about, is this relevant to your business, to your business type, customers, where are you going to get employees, where are they going to eat, how are you going to travel to work. So for example, if my house at Amber is ready and my studio is here, I can basically just cycle to work, cycle to eat, and send my kid to school. It's going to be so easy and convenient. If I get 1 unit, I'm not saying anything. But if it's for investment, then there are several things that we need to check, because it's all about returns, right? So let's go and check out Ardence Crest, which is the shop offices right in front. Then we're going to check out Huni Square, and we're going to check out some corporate towers. Let's go. By the way, this road will be sharing in between another future development in the end, so we don't know what is going to be erected at the back part of the road yet, but so far everything is completed. Very, very cool. Okay, coming through, then this will be the second roundabout, and that will be Ardence Crest, which is the commercial shop offices. This will be the main entrance into Nara, Cora and Amber, and this will be the lake at the side. So you will have this water retention structure, but you will have an amazing bridge across, and this will be the location where people will actually just hang out during the evening. And here you will also experience the entire brand, the entire design philosophy of the developer. Here you have themed handrails, wonderful infrastructure, hardscapes, softscapes, and right in front then, this will be Maya, where there will be 2-story of retail. Here then there will be Maya itself. So the view is going to be amazing, and if you are working in proximity, then you can literally just cycle out to office lah. But of course there's no entrance right here, but just you get a visual connection, and this is located next to one of the main roads. So in order to leverage this view, then the F&B retails will usually be positioned around this area. Then in terms of investment point of view, this will be a different alternative for investors who have invested beyond 2 residential properties lah. So for the third one, you will need a little bit more down payments. Therefore, a lot may resort to commercial properties already. So if you're interested with such product, you usually qualify for 85% maximum in terms of financing. So that's an alternative if you have invested beyond your 2 slots of residential properties lah. For Malaysians, right? For Malaysians. Okay, let's go to Ardence Crest. So now we are at the fringe between Ardence Crest, which is the commercial, next to the industrial lots already. So at the end, this is where you will have all the logistic factories, all the manufacturing factories and things like that. And that is also why you can see the traffic is rather heavy within this junction itself. Well, it's always good where you have a lot of population, right? And that results in a rate where you have 450 per square feet in terms of rental for ground floor units. Upper floor units, then it's about 250 per square feet. In other words, right, so the normal intermediate shops around here is going to be around 6,000 to 7,000 in rental. On the upper floor, then it will be slightly lower. It's about 1,008 to 2,005 for upper floor. Okay, and why is this important, right? If you were to invest in Maya as an office tower, we gotta calculate our returns, and this will be the guesstimate. Are they identical apple to apple kind of comparison products? Not really, because this one you don't have security, you don't have a dedicated car park, you don't have facilities, you don't have a proper lift lobby, a welcome area, but as a result then you will have a rental rate that is a little bit more affordable. And in terms of tenants here, you have CSM here. It's big, huge one here. Then you have the clinics, you will have the mama, you will have a lot of MBFB outlets. There are several schools around this area, and looking at the occupancy rate, right, the one located at the external fringe are all packed. And you can look into the cars, and here got no car parks already. Coming up from Ardence Crest, we are now in one of the latest projects. This is called Huni Square because it's attached to Huni, the residential block behind. And in total there will be 53 units of retail that consists of the ground floor one and the upper floor one. The good news and also very surprising news to me is none of this is for sale. What that means is number one, they have the financial capabilities to hold this. Number two, they are able to control the entire tenancy around this project. So far, the rates they have confirmed for all their future tenants will be about 5 ringgit per square feet for ground floor, 250 on the upper floors. So in other words, it's about 7,500 for the ground floor and about 3,000 to 4,000 on the upper floor. So then this one, it's a whole different format compared to what we see in Ardence Crest just now. It's still an open format, not an enclosed one, where you have a dedicated concierge and a waiting lounge for your project. Then similar to Maya as well, there will be a stand-alone individual structure there. There will be an anchor cafe most likely, and there will be a kindergarten here. So these are all managed by the same dedicated leasing team. They will also be assisting you as an owner for the commercial space, because if the commercial area looks good, it's going to be beneficial to the brand and the township overall as well. So that's going to be the main difference between a retail space operated by a bigger brand developer versus the pocket lands one. And now we are back in Ardence lab, and this is also one very solid proof where the developer puts in a lot of effort to first bring in convenience for the residents, second to actually support local businesses, and they are constantly doing their best in trying to bring up the entire township and address. Yeah, and I guess that's all because it's about to rain already, and that is also one main difference if you were to operate your business on a shop office versus a stratified building. Anyway, let's do it. So for the first thing I like will be this typology of office where it's really in between the conventional type that we understand. Most of us are very familiar with the full corporate tower setting. It's like top glove tower in Setia City where it's like Kosan also next to it, where it's purely an office building. At most you will have one canteen at the basement, one cafe on ground floor, right? That is the usual setting. The other setting that is a little bit more conventional around this location then will be the shop office, where ground floor you will have mama, or you will have a garage, or you will have whatever tuition center on top. Then you will operate as your office. Within this setting, then another third one is within their industrial lot, within their factories, they will have our own private office. But then this one is a little bit different, where you will have retail on ground floor, you will have a dedicated lobby entirely to Maya itself. So then you will have a proper waiting lounge, a proper branding opportunity for your business. Going upwards, you will have the facilities, which is very new, so you don't have to really have that amount of space all the time. You can really just rent, and it's going to be very fun for the tenants, also your own workers if you're going to use it for yourself. And because it's also between a mixed development, so it means that on one side you have a tri-key apartment, the other side you have a conventional 3-bedroom apartment. It gives opportunity for that perfect work-life live, and it also enhances the choices of businesses that can run within that setting. Because you've got opportunity of self-sustainability, where residents can use your space, residents will have needs, you can address those needs within that setting. Either makan downstairs, come up for consultation, or for wellness, or for pilates, or whatsoever, you can operate within that setting. Because that setting also indirectly kind of attracts people to come in, it somewhat guarantees a certain minimum footfall to the place. But yet within such setting, you also have the right security. So that will be the benefit compared to a full corporate tower. But then compared to the shop lot setting, you will have the security, you will have the facility, you will have the right dedicated car park, you will have the convenience, you will have the frontage in terms of branding opportunities. So it's that nice transition product between a full conventional office and that old school shop lot setting. Very, very interesting. The second thing I like will be this project kind of marks that transition for this township itself. So first of all, this is a township development, and as a developer, they have done their best in building the entire population around this area. So first of all, every township usually will start with a residential project, and they will always start with the Nasi Lemak property, and they do it extremely well, right? So after building up all the residential components, in terms of convenience and support, the developer actually built up this lab series across all their different townships in Malaysia. And this is just a prediction. When Maya is ready, most likely all these tenants around Ardence Lab will be transferred over, because this plot of land will be transformed into the official CBD, I think, for the whole township. But that's just estimation. This is not confirmation one. But here what I'm trying to display is there are proper planning, proper milestones to achieve before moving to the other stage for the township. For example, like Huni Square, if it's for purely cash flow purposes or profitability purposes, right, I would have just sold the whole area of commercial altogether. But instead of doing that, they retain all units so that they can control the rental rates, they can control the program of the whole area, so that they can secure the right image for the whole township. If not, it's all going to be Mama la, Dobi la, those convenience stores or whatsoever, right? So not entirely ideal for township building, but this developer has their own standard. Oh, it's raining already. But also part of it, right, this developer also have a dedicated leasing team to assist investors. For example, if you have owned a unit within that product itself, if it's on the shop lot side of things, then you will gao tim yourself, right? You will need to manage to find a tenant yourself, manage a tenant yourself. But if it's within Maya, then there'll be a dedicated leasing team to assist you. That's the benefit of getting from this development. The third thing I like about this project is it's the very first corporate tower, also the very first mixed development for the entire township. So it's supposed to be this gathering spot, I think, for all the residents in the future, because currently it's Ardence Lab, but moving forward it's going to be that, where they have already dedicated a space for grocer, for confinement center, for any other activities. So they have already a set of tenants in mind all the time. So being the first, of course, it comes with a sense of opportunity, right? Because if you think about it, if this is an office located within Subang or within Bangsa South or within other locations, then it's not going to be at this level of affordability. And to me also, when this is the first, the developer will have more stake within. This will be a project they will need to fully prove their ability to deliver. Yeah, that's actually for sure lah. However, being the first is also the first thing I don't really like, because it comes with risk, right? We don't really have any examples to refer to. We don't really have any precedents to refer to whether does this composition of product will work or not, what will be the response like by the market and things like that. However, what we can do as an investor, if you're buying for investment, will be to kind of estimate based on the different rates of rental available for different product types. So for the Ardent Crest type, it will be about 2,500 for the office above. For Huni Square, it will be like 3,000 to 4,000 for the units above. Then if you're getting a unit in Top Glove Tower, it's about 350 per square feet. So let's say for 1,000 square feet, it's about 3,500 per month. Then you use all these to somewhat have a guesstimation of the returns that you get. That will be the safest bet now. Because it's actually two-way. Like, as uncertain as an investor, the developer will also be uncertain on the response. Because if they were to have solid data backing them out, right, I don't think they will be selling at this price lah. And to also think about it, right, the retail ground floor is fully sold. So that kind of leads to point number 2. Like, this is one of the very first product that the market might not be too familiar with. The closest thing to Maya is actually Huni Square, but it's not for sale. It's yet to be completed just yet. And this location of Eco Ardence, Setia Alam, the entire Shah Alam, right, has always been one of that top destination for residential products. So when it comes to a point where the address needs to transition over to a commercial based one, there will be a level of confusion and resistance. But this process is inevitable, because if you look into all the successful addresses like Bandar Utama, like PTDI, like Subang Jaya, like Desa Park City, right, there will be a time where the address needs to transition over from a residential based township over to a commercial based township. So this is the transition point, as we mentioned. But so far, after speaking to audiences, after speaking to the team, the uncertainty of the market acceptance toward this new product is bugging them. But if you were to think about it, Huni Square will be an experiment to be run. We also just visited Sun Surya Forum, and they have a corporate tower too. They will complete before Maya itself, so we get to really determine the result from there as well. But if you were to determine based on the trends, you can really see that not only this township is transitioning over, we can see in Setia City, now you have Top Glove Tower, you will have Kosan Tower, you will have the corporate tower in Sun Surya Forum. Then next to Huni, you will have Huni Square. These are proofs that the address is moving over to the commercial side of things already. And the ultimate goal, of course, will be people from other addresses moving into this location to work. That will be the ultimate goal for every township. And the last point that I kind of have an issue with will be the product being a stratified one. Again, it does not really match with the local market demand, in my opinion, for now. Because all this work in this address, everything is run based on individual title, like shop lots, houses, industrial lots, right? All are based on individual title format. But let's not forget that it took a very, very long time for the market here to accept stratified living. It took them a very, very long time to understand the facilities that comes with it, the sense of security, the landscape, the lifestyle that comes with it, the commitment of the developer that comes with it. And now when that is almost done, people are all familiar with that setting, now it moves to their very own office. So suddenly now office also I need to pay maintenance. Oh, but it's the same thing. It also comes with the security, the brand image, the facility and things like that. So it's not so much about the product itself, but it's about the product being in this particular setting. If this is built in Mont Kiara, Duta Mas area, absolute no issue at all. I doubt it will be at this price, but to come to think about it, it's just within this location. That will be the uncertainty here. So overall, do I like the product? Yes, it's a very important step for the township to move one level upwards, transitioning from that residential oriented, moving into somewhat that CBD. So the township will eventually be a true self-sustaining location where you can work, you can play, you can live, you can learn, you can do everything within the township itself. If it's for own use, then you've got to really determine the distance to work, the source of staff, where your staff is going to play, where your staff is going to stay, is your staff going to move over, where is your clientele and things like that. But if it's for investment, then we have covered somewhat extensively between the area in terms of the rental rates for better guesstimation. But personally, I'm actually having a debate with myself because it would be so cool to kind of just cycle out from my house over to office after dropping my kid to his school or whatsoever. And if that were to happen to me, then I literally don't have to leave this township ever again. But I'm just not too worried about all the uncertainty between the product market fit and things like that, because this developer is committed, as proven again and again and again in all their developments, right? So, well, this is so cool because we rarely cover commercial units, so this is going to be a very fresh perspective for everyone. And if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao!